Hello and welcome to this new video. Today we are going to deal with non-finite forms, participles, gerunds, to infinitives, infinitives, and ing forms. Let's start by having a look at which type of infinitival forms we've got in English. We've got infinitive without to, such as the case of see, two infinitives, to see, gerundial forms with ing at the end, such as seeing, which function like nouns. We're going to deal with this later on. Participial forms, present and past participial forms, seeing and seen, which function like verbs, adjectives, or adverbs. Let's start by the infinitive without to. We use infinitive without to after modal auxiliary verbs, after do or after the verb phrase, after verbs such as let, make, hear, watch, notice, where the pattern is object and infinitive without to. For instance, I made them give me that money back, not I made them to give me that money back. That would be grammatically incorrect. After why or why not, and after and, or, except, but, than, as, and like. To infinitive. We use this infinitival form as a subject, as a complement, or as an object. We can say in English to practice regularly is important, but this is older English and we prefer the gerundial form, practicing regularly is important, or the sentence starting with the preparatory or anticipatory it. It's important to practice regularly. We can also use infinitives with to as a complement of the verb to be. Your task is to get across the river, or it's your task to get across the river with preparatory it. We also use this non-finite form after adjectives and nouns, after adjectives related to reactions and feelings, or after nouns related to verbs or adjectives. We also use this non-finite form to talk about purpose or result. For instance, if we say, have you got a key to open this door? That means that the key has got this function, this purpose of opening the door. But when there is a different subject, that is, when the action described by the to infinitival form is performed by somebody else, we need to resort to the pattern for somebody to do something. For instance, I left the door unlocked for Harriet to get in. In indirect questions, we also use this infinitival form. I don't know where to put the car, or can you tell me how to get to the station? Not usually with the question word why. So it's important also to know how we make these infinitival forms negative. Well, we need to resort to not before the to infinitive. Try not to be late. You were silly not to have locked your car. Participles and gerunds. We use present participles, that is, the ing forms, as verbs or adjectives, and past participles, that is, the ed or irregular forms of the verbs that we know, as adjectives or verbs as well. Gerundial forms, that is also the ing forms, are used more like nouns, so we will see them in positions that would normally be filled by nouns. Gerunds. As I said before, they function as subjects or complements of the verb to be or objects to a verb. My piece of advice here is, if you encounter a verb and you don't know where you need to use the gerundial or present or past participial form, consult a dictionary. But bear in mind that gerunds function more like nouns, so we will see them in positions normally filled by nouns. But again, we can see them in positions normally filled by adjectives, such as is the case of a waiting room or others. But please consult a dictionary. We also use the gerundial forms with determiners, especially when there is when we need off after the gerundial form, with possessive forms in cases such as no smoking, no parking is allowed, or to explain the purpose of an object or a material. A streamer is a machine for cutting grass and weeds. But when we are talking about somebody's purpose, we prefer the to infinitive. I must find something to kill that fly. I will kill that fly. After all prepositions, this is a golden rule, we use ing, we use the gerundial form. And after to as a preposition, we also use the gerundial form. I look forward to hearing from you, not to hear from you. Present and past participle. As I mentioned before, they can function as adjectives before a noun. I love the noise of falling rain. Or as adverbs. She ran screaming out of the room. Present participial forms have got an active meaning. If we say, a meat-eating animal, this is an animal that eats meat. Or falling leaves. These are leaves that fall, and there is action in between. We can feel the action in between. We also use the present participial forms to describe people, things that cause the feeling. For instance, the lesson was really interesting. I am describing the quality of the lesson, yes? Now, with past participial forms, we've got a passive meaning. If we talk about a broken heart, we are saying that this is a heart that has been broken. And on the other hand, they describe how people feel. I was really interested in the lesson. I was really bored by the lesson. We also use past participle with adverbs, such as a well-read person, a newly wed couple, and there is an active meaning here involved. We also use it with much or very. So, thank you so much for watching. You should complete this lecture with Michael Swarm and Advanced Learners Grammar, sections on infinitives and participles, and the section on ing forms and infinitives in your Advanced Learners Grammar. Thank you very much for watching and see you. Bye bye.